Sri Lanka's largest conglomerate, just announced a 75% bounce in their group EBITDA, which means 85 billion, which means their strategy must be working. Or is it few casino doors and container terminals finally switching on? I'm going to find out. This is your show, Strategy in Motion, where we unravel what's happening behind the companies and how they really execute their strategy. Today, I'm your host, Nazreen. We will be analyzing John Keells Holdings with their new annual report for 2025. Joining with us today is our in-house analyst, Ms. Jan. Thank you so much for having me today in the show. So, JKH, of course, is a very fascinating case. One company and which is combining about 7 industries under one roof, and the chairperson is clearly saying that we are done building, we are going to start collecting. Thank you for joining with us today. So my first question to you is that what is JKH really trying to become? With us today. For me, JKH, their investment strategy is kind of built in a positive outlook and also very bold approach, and their commitment to delivery and the flexibility to change. Because that's not the branding, I would say it's just the whole history, because they started in 1870s and they started as a produce and a trading company. And over 150 years, they realigned and reinvented themselves, and they grew into whatever the growth sector was for that era. And that strategic intent in a single sentence, we can say, don't defend one industry, defend the ability to move into new ones, delivery and so what I understand from your change is that because that's not the best branding, I would say is the whole history, because they started in 1970s and they run with whatever it's next. So they are trying to be future proof. True, because you can clearly see it in the chairperson's message this year, because they are done building, because the chairperson's message clearly says that they are have crossed an inflection point, because they are moving from building capital to a cash generation. That's a strategic direction statement. It's not merely a financial update. That explains a lot. And talking about the environment that they are working, operating in, it's not easy. It has not been easy for anyone. True, because not at all, because on the macro side, if you look at the environment, Sri Lanka grew about 5% in 2025. And tourism hits a record of 2.6 million. And the rupee held fairly steady. So the recovery story is real, but two shocks we all know that were disrupted the operations in the third quarter, and also the Middle East conflict has impacted the tourism arrival and pushed up fuel cost from March 2026 onwards. So talking about the 5 forces, can you run me through 5 forces for one of their industries? I think the perfect example would be their new energy sector vehicle business, because JKCG, their BYD partnership. So if we take up this business, the buying power is very high. Vehicle buyers compare price and ranges constantly. Supplier power is concentrated because BYD is their sole manufacturing partner. Barrier to entry used to be the government import ban. Once that is lifted, pent-up demand flooded in, but that also means that the threat of new entrants is now very real. And regulatory risk showed up directly. The government just imposed a 3-month temporary import surcharge in May 2026. And custom disputes and classifications in some EV modules. That's the environment forcing strategic agility and not stability. ID partnership. So what I if we take up this business, the buying power is very high. Vehicle buyers compare price and ranges constantly. Custom dispute supplier power. That's a very true statement. That's why this is a good example to say that the external analysis has to be a sector specific for a conglomerate like this, because leisure is fighting the Middle East conflict and also retail is fighting the import policy. The same company, completely different competitive pressures. My next question to you is that how is a company this spread? I mean, they are spread very thin, can actually compete? What resources can give them the edge? There are two main factors, I would say. First is Octave. JKH has it data and advanced analytic center for excellence, which they have been building since 2019, which run across all the 7 sectors that they are managing. Because this has over 60 use cases live in production, and they have started selling this expertise externally. That's a genuine analytical capability, not a buzzword, because it's hard to imitate and it's embedded in decision making across the sectors. Second, the distribution scale in retail, because Kiehl's Supermarket, we all know that it has around 147 outlets and centralized distribution system built for 250. They just launched the Kiehl's Nexus application. Same store sales grew about 14% because of this, and driven by 14.3% jump in footfall. Yes, Octave is a pure variant. It's valuable and hard to replicate by small companies. And my next question to you is that how does their individual business units function? How do they compete? So if we talk about JKH individual business units, you can see genuine split between differentiation and cost focus. And it's a very deliberate effort. If you see on the differentiation end, we can see City of Dreams of Sri Lanka. That's South Asia's first fully integrated resort. 2 luxury hotels, 500,000 square feet of retail and entertainment, luxury grade casino. That's about being distinctive, not very cheap, if you guess. But on the other hand, Kiehl's Supermarket is competing on cost efficiency and convenience because scale-driven pricing, backward integration, loyalty app to retains spend, same parent company, but 2 completely different generic strategies, but they are running in parallel. What I understand from this conversation is that Porter's 5 generic competitive strategies are applied unit by unit here and not for the company. So if you see, that's the key insight for a diversified conglomerate, because you can't ask what is the JKH generic strategy. You have to ask it per industry or ask it for industry groups. Next, I would like to talk about how JKH is collaborating and how is it making deals, because how do uh, how does this institution supplement organic growth? uh, Two big moves this year. First, the BYD partnership. Rather than building an EV brand from scratch, JKH partnered with the world's largest new energy vehicle manufacturer and captured the pent-up demand the moment import restrictions got lifted. So they handed over just over 10,000 vehicles in the first year. Second is the financial services. We all know nation's trust bank acquired HSBC. Sri Lanka's entire retail banking franchise of HSBC, about 18 billion rupees, which includes over 200,000 customer accounts. That was by inorganic growth, used very precisely by buying scale in a segment they already understood. I think it's not only buying, I saw some selling this year too. Right, and it's just a strategic. They divested smallholder factories, sold their stake in Fairfirst Insurance, and sold the Cinnamon Citadel Candy Hotel outright, though they kept the management contract, shifting to an asset-light model. That's active portfolio pruning, not just growth for growth's sake, I would say. Next, I would like to talk about the diversification, because this is heart of JKA. I just say like it is all under one single company. Is that a disciplined diversification or a historical sprawl? I think let's look at the numbers, because these answer your question very well. So if you look at the group EBITDA is up 75% to 80 billion rupees. So the retail EBITDA alone is up to 190%, largely from the new EV business, and leisure swung from loss to 176% EBITDA growth, because City of Dreams, Sri Lanka posted its full first year of positive EBITDA. So there's a tricky thing about diversifications. How do we know that all the diversification is paying off and it's actually creating value, and not just making weak return somewhere else? That's exactly the right question, because and it's where the return on capital employed matters, because group ROCE, return on capital employed, improved from 5.1% to 9% year on year. But if you strip out the still ramping integrated resort, the rest of the portfolio delivered 17%, which tells you the core mature businesses are genuinely strong, and the conglomerate discount people worry about isn't just really showing up here. The rest of the portfolio delivered that 17% of related and unrelated diversification. Mature businesses are genuinely strong, and for some sectors, conglomerate discount and worry about isn't just really showing up here. Retail, EV, chargers installed at delivered 17%. Other sectors like leisure and financial services, they don't really overlap at all. So there is a combination. True, because it's a mixed portfolio. The corporate logic isn't operational synergy between every unit, it's capital allocation display, because funding the highly return opportunity across sectors and divesting the underperformers. That's classic conglomerate parenting advantage, because and the pitfall they are managing is exactly what you would expect, because heavy debt from the resort, and the port terminal built out, which is why net debt to EBITDA at around 2 times and net debt to equity at about 31% are numbers worth watching. So I say strategy on paper is one thing, but how do they really execute it? So one concrete example that I can give you is that they migrated their end-to-end enterprise resource planning system to a new cloud-based core platform this year, completed in March 2026 with minimal disruption, and all year-end financial closing was done on the new system. That's not glamorous. It's exactly the kind of institutional infrastructure that lets the 7/6 conglomerate actually run centrally. They also strengthened the cyber governance of with a zero trust security model and set up an ESG and sustainability steering committee this year to coordinate sustainability strategy across all the industry groups. Execution here means building the plumbing that lets strategy actually happen at scale. Here ESG and means sustainability about culture, because this lets culture sustainability happen strategy across all the industry. How does execution here means building the plumbing that lets strategy actually happen at scale. So what are the values behind this company? ESG here sustainability was named as Sri Lanka's plumbing that lets sustainability actually happen at all the industry for the 20th time, and most loud corporate brand for the second year running. Building the that kind of consistency doesn't happen overnight. Actually, it points out to a stable and professionally managed environment and here a professionally managed culture. I would say building the founder dependent that lets strategy. This year they actually completed a project to define the employer value proposition with a global consulting firm and rolled out a new engagement survey. Combined with a strong diversity, equity, and inclusion commitments through their 1JKH program. The leadership signal is sustain culture deliberately. Don't assume it survives and scale on its own. So there is a deliberation, there is effort from the company to define the employer value proposition with a global consulting firm. So the word and rolled out a new engagement survey strategy combined with a strong diversity, equity, and inclusion commitments through their 1JKH program. The leadership signal is sustain culture deliberately. Don't assume it survives and scale on its own. So there is a deliberation, there is effort from the tourism recovery, EV import liberalization, but the underlying discipline is that what led them capture it. Sustained analytical investment since 2019 on Octave, active portfolio pruning alongside big bets, and a genuinely diversifying earnings base. No single shock sinks the group. So the real test is that next 2 years. Can they deleverage via City of Dreams and the port terminal keeps ramping up? If they do, this was clearly strategy. If leverage becomes a problem, it was a bit. Shock sinks the group. So the real test is that next 2 years. That's strategy in motion. Deleverage for this via City of Dreams Holdings and the execution finally catching up. And they do. Thank you so much for joining strategy. If leverage becomes a problem, it was a bit. Shock sinks the group. So